Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. It's Leslie here. I am at leslie.horror on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. Follow me for all your scary stories and just horror content in general. I also cover thriller content and just share, I don't know, maybe some like writing tips. And most of my videos, they're kind of going to be in a soft-spoken type of atmosphere, just in case you want to listen to me while you're driving. Hopefully, like, not for you to fall asleep. Hopefully, for you to relax. I know some people do relax to horror. I am one of them. My stories will never be incredibly gruesome or too screwed up. They're either going to be fiction that I've written or stories that have happened to me or other people. So stick around and don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment if you wish, if it pleases you. Okay, so let's get into it. This story is going to be about a girl who told me she sold her soul to the devil, but she was very, very like adamant that she sold her soul to the devil. It was a little freaky, I'm not gonna lie. So many moons ago, I knew this girl. I wasn't really good friends with her, but I was kind of more of an acquaintance. She kind of had like this thing where she had, I guess, many personalities. No, I'm not a psychiatrist, I'm not a psychologist. I didn't even major in psychology in college. So I'm not gonna sit here and play armchair diagnosis for fun. But if you were to ask me in my unprofessional opinion, I'd say she had some sort of like personality disorder. I don't know if it was DID, multiple personality disorder, histrionic personality disorder, antisocial, all of the above, whatever. But she was a very interesting character. And I just remember the craziest things about her. So she had a habit of like popping off on her close friends, and I was, like I said, I wasn't one of her close friends, but we stopped talking because she did end up popping off on me, and I was like, hello, but during the duration of our acquaintanceship, she one time came over to me and said that she was fighting with her girlfriend because her girlfriend got upset that she did something. And I was like, well, what did you do? What happened? And she said, well, she's mad because I sold my soul. And I was like, you sold your soul? For what? Like an abundance of cupcakes? You know? What do you mean you sold your soul? And she says, to him. And I was like, if this girl is going to tell me that she sold her soul to the devil. So of course I humored her, right? I said, okay, you sold your soul to who's him? Who's him? When she said him, I thought of him from the Powerpuff Girls. So I was like, okay, she definitely sold her soul to the devil. Not to him. So she hold on. Well, she says, I sold my soul to the devil. And I was like, okay. So after she told me this, some really weird things apparently started happening to her. She called me one day and said, I see spiders on the wall. And I was like, did you take something? And she said, no. And she said, but I see spiders on the wall. And she said, but one of the deals with the devil. And I was like, hold on, you have multiple deals with this? You have multiple contracts with this guy? Like, oh my God, like what? And she said that one of the deals was that she was going to have hallucinations, but as long as she was happy. That was the bargain. So I said, okay, good for you. Good for you. What do you mean? What do you mean you gonna have something? What? How does that work? So I don't hear from her for a while, but I see her post something on Facebook, because back in the day, we were Facebook girlies. I wasn't on Twitter. TikTok was definitely not out. We're talking like 2014 maybe. So Facebook and Instagram were the jam, and like Snapchat, I guess. So she kept coming to me and telling me like all these weird things that she was seeing. She said that like she went down to the store and she saw all these distorted faces. Now, because of her reputation to what's the word I'm looking for? Inflate stories, you know, and just make up all these crazy details to her everyday life, because she was that type of person. If she said that she went out to a bar, she would probably tell you that someone famous was there and they hit on her because she was the only attractive one there. You know, like she was one of those people who did that. So with that being said, I didn't really put any credibility. We have an unreliable narrator here, ma'am. We have an unreliable narrator. What do we do with the unreliable narrator? So after that, I kind of just like stopped talking to her until one day, I get a call from an unknown number. And what do we do with unknown numbers in 2014? We answer them. So I answered it, and the guy on the other line said, I know who you are. and I want to make a deal with you. And I was like, who is this? So I had called this girl and I had said, somebody called me, and why do I have a feeling that you have something to do with this? And she's like, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know any of that. Why are you accusing me of stuff? And I was like, yeah. No, I said, no, somebody called me. Somebody has my number and he wants to make a deal with me. And the last person who made a deal with someone was you. And I ain't talking about no deal with the car dealership. I'm not talking about, you smoking a little something. You said you made a deal with somebody. Now, why is this person calling me? Is he trying to sell me a car, or is he trying to take my soul? Who is this person? Who did it? And she said, no, it's not. So anyway, this number kept calling me and then started texting me. And I was freaked out at some point, okay? Don't ask me why I didn't block the number. I just didn't. Maybe a part of me was intrigued. I was young, okay? I was like 21. I don't know. I was young. And I just like didn't respond after a while. But it started to get a little like creepy, like a little harassment, like based. So after a while, I was like, who is calling me? Whatever. I tried to block the number. But guess what? This person decided to make a Facebook account. I don't even remember his name. I think it was like Matthew or something like weird. But he had like a weird last name. Like it wasn't even a real last name. It was kind of just like a moniker, to seem edgy. It was like an edgelord moniker. So we'll call him like Matthew Edgelord. And if there is a Matthew Edgelord, sorry, this no relation to you, I hope. So this Matthew Edgelord starts like hitting me up on Facebook and like telling me the weirdest things. Okay, he's telling me the weirdest things. He's like, oh, one day I'm gonna be famous, and it's all gonna be because of who I am, and you're not gonna do with your life, and you're not ever going to do anything because you don't know how to listen. And he was telling me all this stuff, and I'm like, what is wrong with you? What is wrong with this person? Just insult after insult, just diatribes of insults being thrown my way. So this girl, she keeps like asking me about this guy, whoever it is, and I'm like, you know damn well who it is. Who it is. And she's like, no I don't. So then she hits me up and she says, oh, that guy that's been hitting you up, he hit me up too. And I said, you mean you hit you up? You two be hitting each other up or whatever? After this is going on, I stop talking to this person. I don't respond to him. She comes to me and she says, I finally found out who that guy is. And I was like, who is the guy? And she goes, he came to me in a dream. What's that mean? He came to you in a dream? And she said, yeah, he came to me in a dream. And he said that he's been calling you to let you know about your car's extended warranty. No, I'm just kidding. He said he's been calling you and he wants to make a deal for your soul. It's the devil. The devil's been trying to get a hold of you. And I was just like, now listen. Let's take it for what it's worth, all right? Unreliable narrator. I was 21 years old. So what would any 21-year-old do in that case who was just gullible as hell? Oh my God. Not the devil. So I was a little freaked out. I was a little freaked out because I was like, why are all these weirdos trying to get a hold of me? So I was really done creeped out. There was some goofy stuff going on. And I said, okay, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and just leave. But I went to sleep. And I saw a bunch of spiders in my dreams, just like crawling everywhere. I wake up with a jolt and I was like, holy crap, I saw the same thing she did, but I didn't make any deal. So what's going on? I want answers. In retrospect, I think I was just dreaming about spiders because she talked about them, and I had this like weird little like side quest drama going on all while like I'm going to college and going to like my part-time job and stuff. And in retrospect, it was nothing. So anyway, she just stopped talking to me. She like ghosted me. And I was kind of like freaking out because I was like, oh my God, like I was really paranoid. I was like, she's following me. This person who is the devil that's following me. So anyway, maybe like 2 weeks pass and I don't hear anything. And then I get another message. Okay, now I get a message from this guy. Normal guy. Normal. I've heard of him. He was around. And he messages me saying, I just want you to know I was the one that was messaging you. And I said, what? And he says, yeah. He says, that girl, I was hooking up with her for a bit. So she was cheating on her girlfriend. I was hooking up with her for a bit. And she had like convinced me to send messages to you and like a few other people pretending to be the devil. So her story could be justified that she actually did sell her soul. And I was like, oh, what? I was more like, there were a few things that did creep me out throughout this whole weird little saga that was going on. The dreams about the spiders, they continued for a little bit. So that was really, really, really weird. After that, I did actually get another number texting me saying something really similar to what this guy fessed up to saying to me. But it was a completely different number. It was out of state. The spider thing, I don't know what's going on with that. The number thing, the only thing I can think of is that she just wasn't done playing with her food. And she went and got like a fake number, and she kept trying to like mess with me. But it was a little jarring, that experience. And I don't know, that was my only experience with someone who's sold their soul to the devil. Actually, no, I have another interesting story. But yeah, so I hope you enjoyed that Sunday Scary. I am working on telling my stories. I'm more of a writer than I am an orator of stories, so maybe this will be good practice. So I appreciate you sticking around till the end, and yeah, stay tuned. Let me know if you want more content like this. Let me know if you want other types of content. Tell it all. Okay, happy Sunday and have a great week. Bye.